kids here understand what it's like to have arthritis, and it's really good because you say if you're sore, they won't argue with you about it. Yeah. And just talking to kids about it, they know what's happening, and it's just a great place.
Camp Footloose is a camp for children aged between 8 and 18 with juvenile idiopathic arthritis, and it's an opportunity for them to come to many of the same spots that they come to for school camps, but with a much more supported atmosphere. And instead of having 2 teachers to 40 students, we've got 1 leader to 3 campers here, so they've got more of an opportunity to do the activities because they've got that support.
Thanks, guys.
The student leaders are students at university studying physiotherapy or occupational therapy. We also have peer leaders who are kids that have come to camp previously and got so much out of it that they want to keep coming back and give something back because it's been a huge difference in their lives.
Because I was a child here for myself, I know what the kids are going through. I've been through the experience. I'm still going through it. And if they have a problem or anything, sometimes they don't feel comfortable going up to the leaders who might not have arthritis or stuff. So they find it easier to talk to someone who's actually going through the same situation than someone who's not.
The aims of Camp Footloose are to promote independence, to increase the child's awareness of arthritis and look at it in a more positive light. The aim is to also reduce isolation as well as an opportunity for them to push their limits.
The first camp I went to was pretty much a brand new experience for me. Like going on school camps, see like a rock climbing wall or something, it's like, oh, no way I can do that. But here, they're more supportive, and it doesn't matter if you get to the top as everyone's behind you, and it doesn't matter what everyone else does, it's what you can do yourself. So I think the camp has made an effect on me because it's just more like achieving my personal best, and I think that's the best part about it.
How do you reckon you're going to go?
Bad?
No, you're going to go good. As long as you try, you're doing good already.
Hey, wait, pull yourself up.
Come on, Amy. Push up, baby. Yellow one above it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. You're not going anywhere yet.
Okay, you go too fast.
Yeah, you're right. We'll take it at your pace. Right. We've got you. We've got you.
It's really good. You have a lot of assistance even though you're afraid to do it, but you just got to get in there and jump in.
Great work.
I feel pretty proud.
Come on, Amy, you can do it.
Physical activity is very important, but more important is the balance between rest and activity. With juvenile arthritis, about 70 to 80% will grow out of it when they reach adulthood, but what they won't grow out of is any disability that they have come across. So if they're not moving and keeping the joints active, then that can reduce their ability, and in the future that's where the disability comes from.
Did you make them?
Today I was helping the kids do craft. I guess the reason we do the craft activity is so that the kids who are having a bad day, they have the opportunity to actually come up and get a part of something else that may not necessarily be so strenuous on their joints.
You have the pain, the stiffness, and on top of that is fatigue, which to my mind is really a disease in and of itself, because it's not like, I haven't slept, I'm tired. It's the all-encompassing, you can't lift your arm, you're so fatigued. And so that makes it difficult. And the fact that it is unpredictable, that one day they'll be fine, the next day they won't, which means people don't believe them. And for those in regional areas that don't get as much access, or, people, schools, healthcare professionals aren't as aware of it, they're not getting the services that those that are in city areas are necessarily getting.
Are you able to pull back?
Most people, when you talk about juvenile arthritis, they say no, children don't get arthritis. So I think the biggest thing is the ignorance and having to explain themselves, not once, not twice, but every single time that it comes up.
I thought I was the only one. at a young age who had it, but I came to camp and I met probably like 60 people my own age or even younger who have it. And when I went back to school after camp, I had more self-esteem and I could talk to people more. I found it a bit more easier to actually try and make friends, and yeah, I think it was just the whole communication, and I wasn't so much judging myself as much after that.
I got a Christmas card from a parent whose child came for the first time last year, and she was the child that, oh no, I can't do that because it will hurt, I can't do this, it will hurt, and now she's the one that says, okay, this is going to hurt, Mum, can you put an ice pack in the freezer, I'm going to give it a go. And the mother was saying I delivered home to her a completely different child who had gone from being reserved, didn't want to talk about her disability, to being out there and doing things and giving everything a go.
When I first got it, was very down, it was very sad, so I missed having to give up like soccer, which was one of my favourite things at the time. But coming here like builds you up, like makes you feel on top of the world after achieving like all the activities, and like the leaders and other kids getting right behind you and supporting you makes you like feel a lot happier and better as a person.